Howdy everyone, Chris Driven here. Today is day 22 now of being unemployed in California, and I'm still in the hiring process to work at the Acura dealership. So yesterday I needed to go do my fingerprint scanning, so get that in the system. I had to pay a total of $65 in order to get that done. So about $30 was for the Department of Justice fee, and then the other 30 was for the labor and getting that work done by the business that I went to, as well as a small portion for using my debit card. And then today, right now, the following day, I was able to submit my sales license application, which I needed to pay now, was it $55 or so? And I honestly had no idea, this would take so long to even start working. So now, I'm stuck still having to wait, which is something I really wasn't expecting. I know it's important to get all this information out, or no, that's not the right word. I know it's important to go through all these steps because like I said, I have to be dealing with sensitive personal information, and that was just something that I wasn't really ready for. And luckily, I'm not sure how long it would take, say if my application was denied for whatever reason, which it shouldn't. I still have 2 interviews set up somewhere else for next week, and one of them is on my wife's birthday. And so today I'm still at home and filming these videos, really. But what I'm about to do right now is just I'm gonna probably make some coffee, even though there's no creamer, but I'll just do the regular old sugar, and then work out a little bit, take a shower, probably head out, try to work for a little bit. And I mean work for a little bit because the only thing I can really do right now to earn some sort of money is DoorDash. But even then, there's only so much that delivering food here is going to do, because there's already so many people doing it that there's almost no chance, there's no back-to-back orders or deliveries. So that makes it extremely difficult, and just delivering during peak times is your best bet. But honestly, you could barely even survive off of that. So luckily, with the help of my wife, yes, she's gotten money for school or because of the loans and whatnot, but the whole idea, moving out here was to make sure that I have a job. And obviously it's taking a lot longer than usual. I thought it was me, but based off of the people who, living here in California, they've been sharing how, the job market out here, it's pretty bad as far as, it's pretty competitive to get hired. And yeah, this has really proved it. It's gonna be almost a month and I'm still without a job, and I had already applied for the unemployment as well, so hopefully, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get any of that money, but it would be nice to make up for the time that I wasn't working to get some sort of check, because I still have to pay my car. That's already been pushed back. The last thing that could possibly happen, which would be terrible, is that the car gets taken because I didn't pay my car. But we'll see how it goes. And yeah, to work at the Acura dealership, I have to make it worth it, because paying this money, and for what, So I owe my wife, I owe my mother, and a lot of these things are what keep me driven. I know that I have a lot of potential, and I have a big purpose in what I'm gonna be doing in this life. So part of that is sharing the struggles before people see the success. So I'm glad I can kind of share my failures right now before everybody just sees like how the successful people are and whatnot. So you guys get to see the ugly before y'all get to see the pretty side of things. And right now, it's tough because for the majority, you know, we don't have our parents paying for every single thing like other people do. We don't have that privilege. You know, they help us with whatever they can, mostly my in-laws. But yeah, as for my family, you know, they're doing whatever they can to provide because, you know, they have their own families and lives. So I do want to make sure that, you know, once we've made it, that we can give back to them or whoever's helped us. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to share for now. I'll just stop talking before I go too deep into conversation. But yeah, like I said, right now I'm just gonna work out and make some coffee, get breakfast going, and we'll see how today goes. You know, I mean, you would think that being a stay-at-home husband, it's fun and all, but it isn't. Especially when, you know, you can't really spend the money. Yeah, I can go out for a walk or maybe drive somewhere to walk, but that still requires, you know, gas money that I still have to save once again. So yeah, and the cool thing right now is I get to hang out with these guys, right, Bruno? There's Bruno. Loki's over here, Mr. Loki, and Ivy, and then there's Toby. Yeah, I got all the video games to myself. And right now I'm also VR boxing, which if you don't think it's a workout, it really is. It makes you sweat, and I think it's probably a lot more beneficial than going out for a walk or run, but I'm still trying to do both depending on, you know, how my body feels. But yeah, that first day after I did VR boxing, like, my entire back was sore, my arms and everything was sore. So, you know, it felt great knowing that it's working on something. So because I had no creamer, I decided to use some protein powder, vanilla flavored. I figured it would work the same. Doesn't really need to taste good, but I just need the effects of coffee. Feels miserable. It almost feels like a jail in some way. It's kind of like life jail. I know things can be a lot worse, but I don't want them to get there. This is just how I am because I'm not working. Like, I'm the type of person that needs work right now. There's no work, and any type of work that I'm doing doesn't even matter because it's gonna make almost no difference, except just putting these videos out, maybe. On top of that, doing food delivery, like I said, barely helps. But then I'm also wasting gas, and with how gas prices are out here. Like, this is just a struggle right now, and that's why I'm sharing how things are now before I can actually start working again. But yeah, me, like, I need to keep myself busy, and it's kind of hard, especially if it's something that I don't know if it can bring in money or what's the point, you know. So it's hard to continue going in life. So I understand some people who feel like they don't want to sometimes. Which, I'm sorry, I know it's a sensitive topic, but just kind of thinking out loud, sharing my inner thoughts, because damn, I can go crazy if I'm not working or doing anything that even means something. It's hard to even do things for me, myself, but there's not really a park nearby that I can just go walk to and try to enjoy, especially if the sun's full out. Like, I can't. I need a bike though. I want a bike or a scooter or a go-kart. I know that's something that would keep myself occupied. for people that live alone, just want to say, I don't know how people do it. Like, if you're somebody who's kind of used to already living alone, that's great. But once you're already used to living with somebody for a while, it's hard. I think it's mostly hard if you're not able to keep yourself occupied. For me, obviously, I can't spend money right now. I don't have a bike or anything, so there's nothing I can just go out and do for free. But yeah, just sitting here, life just feels so empty for me. Like me, I need my person. I need my wife. But yeah, for me, I'm the working type, so I need to be at work doing something. I'll go crazy. I think that's probably why during 2020, I should say, I'm glad that I went to go work, because I don't know what I would have done if I stayed at home. I honestly would have gained so much weight. But yeah, at least I was able to keep my mind going. It just feels like a mental prison right now. I would love to enjoy California, but here we are.
One, two, three, four.
Okay, spirits are lifted once again, because I have a start date now. I have a start date. I'm finally going to be working, and it's going to be tomorrow, Thursday, at the time of posting. Not sure if I'll get this video out today, but yes, it took quite a while for the process of getting hired for the dealership, and I can share that in detail if you guys need me to. But for now, it looks like I will no longer be unemployed, and there's going to be plenty of accurate content. Hopefully they will allow me to film either with the camera or my phone. Whatever I can do, I will need to ask them, because not only am I going to have to put in work for my own sake to make a commission, but I also want to help the Acura brand and, you know, help people understand the brand as well, because I feel like not many people realize that it's very much a Honda product. So you get that same Honda reliability, yet you do get that luxury premium performance product or vehicle, however it is that you want to see it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I will keep everybody updated later on as well. And yeah, so that's the end of the unemployment days. So thank God for that, and for everybody supporting and subscribing so far, thank you so much. And I'll see what type of content I can put out, because I'm not going to lie, at this point I feel very confused as to what to do, but I'm just gonna put out videos as much as possible, not every single day, but yeah, I really want to find where I can put myself as far as YouTube. You know, I obviously want to make videos to help people and guide them in situations that I've been, and so hopefully I can be that source, and depending what type of situation you're in, right? Besides that, I do want to be able to share the experience of rides and driving different vehicles, so hopefully one day I can complete that. But I would really much like to have a POV camera that I can just not talk so much and just drive. Hopefully I can get a bike, a go-kart, a scooter, something that's gonna allow me to have fun while you know, having my days off. So yeah, it's kind of the next goal for me. So apart from having to work on paying bills and, you know, credit cards, all those debts, all the unnecessary debts I want to get rid of. So if you guys want to help me, please just subscribe. And a lot of this is going to go back into the community as well. So if you guys help me grow, we will do lots of fun giveaways and unexpected ones that nobody else would ever do nowadays. So it's part of who I am, is doing things that other YouTubers and big creators wouldn't do. So yeah, won't talk about it so much, but you guys will see later in the future. Anyway, stay driven, and I will see you all in the future. Bye.